Hey, it's Jat T. Jones, and here we are again with another walking in the park video. As you can see, it's a pretty nice day. What are we going to talk about today? How to know how to persist with women without being a stalker. So, what is the difference between persisting with a woman and being a stalker? It's a very important distinction. We'll also talk about when to persist and when not to persist. First of all, if you're gonna persist, the girl better be worth it. All right. If The only time you're gonna persist if a girl says no is if she's worth it. Now, if you think she's worth persisting, then what is the difference between being persistent and being a stalker? And how can you also be persistent without losing your power and becoming needy? Mostly it comes down to your energy. Like I always say, this is an energetic game. All right, everything comes down to your energy. The way to be persistent is to be playfully persistent, meaning that you're never serious. Maybe not never serious, but you're lighthearted, you're playful. If she says no to your invitations, you never take it personally, you never take it seriously. You stay lighthearted and playful. Basically, you don't get upset. You do not judge her. You do not have any kind of anger or negativity towards her whatsoever. So there are some women I've persisted with in the past for a period of like 4 or 5 years. So a lot of women eventually come around, but you have to really know how to persist. So when I say persist, it's important that when you're persisting simply means putting out an invitation, inviting her, she says no. Okay, maybe a month later, invite her again, she says no. Okay, maybe 6 months later, you try again. Whatever, you just keep trying, right? But the very important distinction is that you never want her to feel pressured, and you never want her to feel like afraid to say no. Like if she says no, you're gonna become violent or angry or any of that stuff, right? So if she says no, you just be like, oh, okay, maybe your taste will improve in a year or two, right? Or in 2 months, I'll ask you again. Maybe your taste in men will have improved by then, as a joke, right? Um, I'm not giving you lines to say. I'm just giving you an example. But as long as you're playful, then and you can tell that she's not being bothered by your playful persistence. Let's call it that, playful persistence. Let's call it loving playful persistence. Loving in the term of no matter how many times you ask her, you're not going to turn violent. You're always going to come from a place of love. So if you're lovingly, playfully persistent, as long as she also doesn't seem bothered, all right, she doesn't seem serious, or you don't get that feeling from her like get away from me or something, then you can keep persisting with that woman. If a woman ever looks you straight in the eye and says, leave me alone, leave her alone. If she looks you in the eye and very politely and firmly says no, like that, a lot of the times that means like she doesn't want anything to do with anything. All right, so leave her alone. A sign that a woman is really not interested is she's very serious and she's very polite. One thing you need to understand about women is they have to say no to, an attractive woman has to say no to a lot of men. So a lot of women are afraid that some men are going to get violent when their invitations are not accepted. And so that's why women tend to be polite when they say no. And also because women are human, and nobody likes rejecting another person, but sometimes you got to say no, right? So if a woman's being very polite with you, that's usually a sign to leave her alone. As opposed to what you're thinking, as opposed to being playful. So if she's like, you never give up, you're just crazy, I can, no, stop asking me out. But she's laughing, she's playful. You feel in her energy that she's not bothered by your persistence. She's more flattered by it. And it may be even like thinking like, Okay, well maybe he's starting to convince. If you get a positive, basically, if you get a positive energy from her, then you can keep persisting. If you get negative energy from her, stop, because that turns into stalking. Okay, so I think the best way to say this is persistence is okay as long as there is a playful energy coming from both sides. As soon as the playful energy is gone and there is a heavy seriousness, either from you, from her, or both of you, that's when you've gone too far and you need to leave that girl alone. Okay? And it goes without saying, but I'll say it. Don't stalk chicks, bro. Don't stalk chicks. Don't become a stalker. That's some creepy ass shit. All right? And I think that covers the topic. I think that's it. Oh yeah, one more thing is who do you persist for? So I think there's a lot of you know, a lot of talk that's false. And I think one of the things that's false is like, oh, if a girl says no, just walk away, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you meet a girl you really like, man. You know? Sometimes you meet a girl you really like, and it's going to take some work to get that girl, right? The girl I'm with was like that. So sometimes it's worth persisting, all right? So if the girl's worth it, yeah, persist, man. Why not? All right? Why not? But within the guidelines of what I've explained. I hope I didn't miss anything, because if I missed something, then you're going to get in trouble. Please don't blame me. Use your common sense, use your logic, use your intuition. Feel people out. If you ever feel like you're bothering another person, you probably are. Be very sensitive with women, with women's energy, and make sure you never make the woman feel like she's obliged to share your company. Okay? Never put pressure on a woman. Right? If a girl says no, go. Get out of there. Okay? If she's playful, then you can persist. All right, this is Jat T. Jones. I want to say just quickly, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Even though I don't have time to reply to all the comments, but honestly, I do appreciate it. So, thanks. Okay, take care.